Listen, son, to all the sons out there. You can be anything you want to be. Keep God first and love yourself, love your family, and chase your dreams. Welcome to the Listen Son podcast.
All right, welcome everybody. This is a Listen Son production. We're very excited to have you all here to join us and keep growing this platform. We got some special stuff on the horizon as you will hear and pick up as we unroll it, and as we share the news with you guys. So just continue, like we always say, man. Just continue to get familiar with us, get to be familiar with our channel, subscribe to it, share it, watch the content, email us, follow us, do all that stuff, man, to help this grow. But we got here my dad, Michael Bond Sr. What's up, Pop?
What's up?
We got bro, big bro, my accountability partner, my dude, my ride or die, my brother Randy Hogan, right here. And that's kind of one of the things we want to get to. We excited, so we want to get to it right away. Going right into it. One of the things we want to do is, man, we want to extend this platform, and I'm gonna let bro kind of go into what we want to do with the Listen Son baseball edition, and what kind of is the goals and accomplishments we trying to do with that.
Yeah, so right now, I came up with the idea, obviously while producing the show with you, just kind of walk in, look inside the journey for my sons and preparing them, for the next level, wanting to get to know, it's actually a lot of father-son connections out there in the baseball community, especially here in the Milwaukee area, but all over the country, from the youth level all the way up. Fathers are really, involved in the game. So a lot of father-son, combinations. In the big leagues, you look at Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Sr., Prince Fielder, Cecil Fielder. I can go on and on. It's a lot of father-son combinations out there. So we're hoping that we can reach out to a lot of these individuals that I'm speaking of and see if we can get them on here and talk about, the importance of fatherhood and the different things and topics that we tackle here on the show. So I think it might be something huge, man.
Yeah. What's the importance of the baseball? Some people might not know, like, why is that, a sport we're trying to highlight?
Well, as you can see on the get up there, Black Baseball Matters. When you look at, your sports, what we would say like the big three or big four, speaking of football, basketball, then you got baseball, and then maybe hockey here in the States. Obviously it's a big, emergence of soccer on the scene, but, those are the big American sports. And at one point, baseball was like America's pastime. It was probably like the state's, country's more popular sport. And at some point, things changed, basketball, football. But especially in the Black community, baseball was a staple. Like, it was a part of the economic system. You had Black team owners. You look at what Rube Foster started with the Negro Leagues. Here I'm wearing our Milwaukee Negro League hat. It was business. It was something that supported the community. These were guys that, they may have worked for some kind of, steel mill or some kind of plant or factory or whatever. And then, they had a baseball team and they traveled, they barnstormed, they made money, and it was like a whole economic system. And as the Negro League, went away, a lot of our Black ball players then, made it into the Major League Baseball system. And then the Negro Leagues died. And at some point, there was a shift in recruiting for baseball where a lot of, players from overseas, probably get a little more development and recruitment. And now you look at the major leagues, and you got about maybe 7%,
Yeah.
7.7, almost. It's less than 8% in the MLB. And then you look at say like where those numbers were maybe, in the 70s and 80s, you're looking at 20s and almost 30%, of the league was African American. Like I said, you compare that to these days, 7 point some percent, less than 8%. It's not where we are. It's not reflecting on the demographics of the country. Like, it's still a lot of black baseball players and, kids that get after it. We just got to build up the game and get the kids to the point where their talent isn't looked at as raw. It's more developed and polished. They look like polished ball players when they step out on the field. So really trying to grow the game here in Milwaukee, man, since I moved back and I finished my military career. It's been something that my boys wanted to do. So something that I'm diving head first into as a father. So just, my impact in different people's lives and people's, lives having an impact on me. I want to dive into that and, continue to grow the game, here, in the city of Milwaukee, but, all over the state. We want to highlight those father sons that are out there getting it. Like I said, youth level all the way up.
Yeah. You know what? I know it had to be a passion for you, Pops, for you to, push me and Randy to do it and support us with baseball. Some of the best times I had with you was going to a baseball game. So what do you think about, what Randy is saying about growing that platform?
I think it's a beautiful thing, man. I want to thank both of you all, which you are my sons, but when the introduction to sports, this is what we were hoping for, possibly, succeeding in your career or, coaching or mentoring. And that's what we need in the communities to help our youth. I have coached, I have mentored young men. So, that's what we need. It was a big help at the time that I was doing it. You both played all three sports. So Randy picked his choice, which is baseball. You picked yours, football. So you give him back. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And to have the father and son duos, you're going to hear a lot, because there was a lot when you guys were growing up. There was a lot of us, father sons, trying to guide our young men to the if they, some of them succeeded to further their careers or coaches or giving back to the community. And that's going to be a big help in this society. Very important.
Was that a thing? I know, when you were growing up as a kid, a lot of father sons or uncles and nephews going to games and sharing that?
Well, that's where it was a little short for me. Some of my friends had their fathers, had their support, but a lot of them worked. A lot of them didn't have their fathers. I was one that didn't have my father, but I did play organized ball, but I didn't have the total support. Mm-hmm. And I like that. I hear stories now. You have heard stories that I was a pretty good player, but at that time I didn't have the push. So you don't know how much you're helping these young men, and in some cases, young ladies. You don't know how you're helping them, and what you put into them or what you say to them, how it can help them, further their career.
Yeah. So we got to get behind it. We're going to do everything we can, man, to get this platform booming. So you guys help us as well. Help this initiative that Randy is taking on. Help it grow, because it's going to be special. You're going to hear some good stories.
Yeah, it's definitely a perfect mixture, I would say, with the platform. Like I said, fatherhood, baseball, it's you'll see. It's some amazing father sons out there getting after it, man. And we're gonna highlight these guys.
And it's like, and like you say, they gonna learn through the episodes you putting out, but it's just not playing. It's be some other stuff, some other careers that you can get into with baseball, besides being a player or a manager that
Oh yeah.
impacts the game.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of careers off the field. You know, the guy that's keeping the stats, he's making a nice, amount of money. Umpire. Actually, I took Isaiah and a bunch of boys. They did where they followed around the umpires before the game and got to see what that was like. So, that's a whole career. Broadcasting, announcing, or operating the cameras. When those, especially at the professional level, like when they out there playing, man, it's a whole production going on.
Right.
And so, it take a lot of moving pieces, working together to put that production together. So those are careers that are out there. So we got to get our kids in the community. Even, when you look at, we got cousins that are in construction, and stuff like that. Like somebody got to build the stadiums. Somebody got to, so even in the community, we talking about rehabbing fields and courts and stuff like that. Like that takes some, you can go into that lane, you can make an impact. So yeah, a lot of careers you can go into, man, just off of that one sport you played growing up and in high school, and could lead to something beautiful, man.
Brilliant.
One good thing too is it's something positive too.
Mm-hmm.
We always, every time you look at the news or read the paper, it's something negative. You guys are doing something positive, and it's powerful. So that's great. That's great for the community.
Yes, sir. So get behind that, and as we continue with the episode, let's go into what we deem the first quarter. Now we're gonna take you guys through the first quarter, first topic. And it's a perfect little transition. We're talking about getting opportunities for these athletes, for these guys that don't have father figures in their lives or guidance. One of the opportunities to do that, with sport is prep school. What's some thoughts about that? Especially when you're talking about a sport like baseball, that's probably not the
money
worst alternative. Money.
That's definitely the first thought as a parent. I would actually say safety, first, because it's like now you talk about going to school, not just down the street, around the corner, somewhere in the city or nearby. We talking about, possibly another city, another state. So you might have to have a host family or dorms or whatever the situation is. So, the safety, and then definitely though the money though, because most of those schools and things are not cheap, especially for a sport like baseball. Baseball is already an expensive sport. So those are the first things that come to my head.
Are you considering it?
I have, because I me, bro. I like to go against the grain. I hate. I won't say I hate tradition, but like for sometimes you gotta go outside of the box. You can't always go with the traditional thing. So,
it's a certain dad I'm thinking of right now who went outside the box, and he betted on three. He betted on three of them. Yeah.
2 in a possible. I guess I call them 2 in a possible.
Yeah.
But 2 out of 3 ain't even bad though. You know what I'm saying? And I think really that third one kind of, he made his bed by some of his actions.
Yeah.
Because when your father is already making, he made the stage for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, now go out and do what y'all, know y'all can do.
Yeah.
But when you going to, you going overseas and, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna even talk about exactly what he done, because we all know, but when you doing stuff like that, you tarnishing the name, you tarnishing the brand, you tarnishing so much, you know what I mean? And it's like, and plus too, it seemed like that work ethic that the other two might have is not there with him. You know what I mean? Just look at like you know, you can look at somebody's, you know, when you go to combines, right? That's why they had you wear the skin tight, like, let me see your physique. Like my man he ain't getting after it in the gym. I seen the video of him doing like the little workout with the Pistons. Like everybody else bouncing around. He slow. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Nah, that ain't bad. So I definitely feel what you mean going against the grain. Pop, did you ever consider going against tradition? Did you ever consider prep school or something like that?
Yeah, like Randy said, you know, it when you think of money, but your cousin Terry Malone, you know, he going against the grain, he wanted me to, I think it was your freshman year, wanted me to send you down there. And he thought the programs down there would be better for you, which it's pretty tough conferences down there, you know. But I thought about it and I really did. You know, he said he had you and I believe he had you, you know. And he played football, so he know the game. He knew people down there. So I was very, very close to going against the grain. But I think not having my father played a major role in my decision. You know, I wanted to make sure that I did everything possible as a father to get y'all where y'all needed to be. And I think that's the reason why I held back. But the opportunity was there.
And, you know, when you talk about cousin, you know that you should. I'm not going to say you know. The motives behind that should be pure. They should be beneficial to help. You know, and you know, you get caught up in a lot of these organizations and clubs. It'd be good for us to get somebody that went prep on the show just to talk about that experience. You know, from what that I'll just leave it at that because what you read, you know, I know it's not all bad. Everybody didn't always have a bad experience, but some of the stuff you read about these athletes not eating or not being housed right.
Right.
You know, not even having a school to go to.
Yeah, that's scary, man.
That's scary.
And see, that's what I was thinking of. Even though Terry said that, you know, whatever decision I made, you know, he would basically oversee. You know, it's still, you know, I'm all the way in Milwaukee versus Texas. Worrying about you, you know, it's bad enough when you went to college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
it's hard on an involved father to be like, I'm gonna just, I need to see you every day. Like I need to see you and know that you're doing, and all right, we good. Like, you know, I'm over the phone, and especially then, like now for me, I'm a little more at it, you know, because, you know, I know how to use the technology, and we can, you know, face to face every day.
Right.
You know, FaceTime or Zoom or whatever. But I couldn't even imagine Pops when bro was in school, like, cause it's like, I don't know, I need to see him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
even
I'm an involved father. It's hard on the involved father.
Yeah. And then, you know, think about it. Like Randy say, you got to think about at that time, you know, it wasn't the Zoom, the FaceTime. Also, we talking about your freshman year versus your junior year, you know, or something like that. But then even when Randy went to the military, you know, I mean, you got to understand, you know, we as parents, you know, we're concerned, you know, certain things. Randy, you know, military has certain rules that you can't, you know, be in contact constantly. So that's another one, you know. You're worried about that. You're stressed about that. So that was also an issue as well, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we kind of highlighted a lot of the negatives, but I think now, you know, with the COVID and you know, some schools not playing, you gotta probably consider that.
So let's say, look, with the positives, man. Look, like we said, I think if they down there and they, especially when they're in these states, they out here, they playing, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, they out and they playing. They in a bubble, so to speak, you know, just like they would when they go to college. If they living on the dorms, you know, if somebody's really supervising, make sure they're not, you know, going outside of it. But, you know, they're living together, they're playing together, practicing together, traveling together, you know.
Academics are increasing.
Academics is right there. Everything is all, you know, I love the structure. And I guess that's another, you know, positive of prep schools. Like it's so much structure. Everything is right there. The support system is there for both academics and athletics, and really their goal, at the end of the day, we know their counselors and everybody's reviews of their job is reflected on how many kids are leaving that prep school and then going to college and playing at the next level, so the effort to get that kid to the next level is they go that much harder, because they know somewhere at some point, somebody's looking at that number. We have a 99% rate. We sending them to the next level in college and things of that nature. So, it's just a lot of structure, and it's a intentional focus on academics and athletics, and I love it.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna either get a coach or a player who was involved in the prep model, get them to speak on that. We're gonna revisit this topic. Yeah, let's do that.
So it's definitely something that I'm definitely considering. Okay. With Manny, especially. Okay. We're not too late with Isaiah. He got one more year, and we talked about Texas, so we're gonna hook back up with Terry. Hey, you didn't get bro for baseball, but maybe we get one of my. For football, maybe we get one of my baseball boys down there. So
yes, sir.
That's actually something we talked about. So we'll see.
Second quarter, Pop, it's on you. Anybody got any thoughts on that prep school topic we just transitioned from? Hit us up, man. Leave some comments, man. Get us some in the inbox. We for sure will get back to you. All right. Go ahead, Pop. Second quarter.
Yeah, before I go to second quarter, Terry, I know you're going to see this episode. Things was different. Like Randy say, we could have prepared him to go to prep, but you got to understand where I was at that time, man. I was hands-on, and I just needed to continue to be hands-on until he graduated. So second quarter, I seen the episode this morning, the Jacob Blake interview. It was very, very emotional. To both of you, you're my sons. You have, we tried to instill in you to respect police officers, respect your authority. It was a comment made today, and I want to get you guys' answer.
Hey, can we play that real quick?
What platform was it on?
It was on Good Morning America. Michael Strahan interviewed.
Oh, Strahan was asking the question? One second.
Yes.
In the video, you're walking away from the police. So why didn't he just stop and do what the police are asking him to do?
I couldn't hear that. All I heard was screaming. My ears was ringing, so it was all muffled.
If the police were fighting me, if they were tasing me, I would stop walking away from them, and they would have my attention.
I mean, I had not left or tried to run at that point. That when they tased me, I had my hands up.
So based off of that part of the interview you saw earlier, what's the question you have for Randy and myself?
Yeah, I am a father, and y'all are Black sons. So the question Mike said, people's going to ask, how would you guys handle that? I know it's hindsight now, but I really want to know.
I can go first because I know Randy is in a dual role as a father, and he's just a son too. And he has other obligations as well in the community, and he wears many different hats. But for myself, like you said, being a son, that adrenaline, like he said, that adrenaline is going on. You're not hearing nothing. You know what I mean? I'm more nervous in them situations, so I probably would have stopped. But instead of going into all that, I'm in a position now with the diversity work that I do with the diversity center here at the school that I'm working at. And right now, you got the NAACP sending out emails about being alert and being alert about stuff that can happen this weekend and things like that. So now I'm in a position where I got students coming to me about, fear of just, going to enjoy their first weekend for the second semester of spring semester. and enjoying that. How can't, what are you supposed to tell, them right now when fear happens, you don't know the emotions that happens for people. And that's basically what I'm getting at is, you don't know how you're going to react, just like you don't know how somebody might react this weekend with all that's going on. So you just gotta use your best judgment and trust that you will make it home, or you won't be doing an interview with Michael Strahan, if you do everything right, or I don't know. So I really don't have an answer for you. I just hope that this is my honest answer for you, Pop. I hope whatever I do in that moment or whatever, I just hope that I made you proud to be your son. What I mean by that is I hope I didn't do anything to, disrespect our name, to disrespect family. And I hope you can say wholeheartedly that my son, didn't do anything wrong, and he did what I taught him to do. I mean, that's really, I don't know. I don't have any words to say, so. I don't know, Randy. I don't know if you're ready to take on this challenging question.
Yeah, I mean, for me, not to say that Jacob Blake did anything necessarily wrong in that situation. I want to tell my sons, comply with officers. But beforehand, before all of that, you actually mentioned your name. When you look at that interview in the beginning. Right away, it was a lady that got on the phone and said, yeah, Jacob Blake, he's on whatever. He got my keys, woo, woo, woo. She said it's a warrant. Or did she say he had a warrant or he's on probation? What did she say?
He had a warrant.
She said he had a warrant. So right away, now they got a name, going back to the name, like you said.
Yeah.
Keeping your name clean. Listen, son, keep your name clean in this system. If he made mistakes in his past, I mean, there's nothing he can do except try to, right his wrongs. But listen, son, before they even get there, and if they already got your name, or once they get your license and then run your stuff and they go back to that car and you got history and it come up on there, like they treating you different. You know what I mean? Especially depending on that police officer and his experiences or his mood or her mood or whatever. You never know these days. So because you never know what you're going to encounter, comply, be respectful. At that point, it sounded like, he felt like they wasn't even there for him. It sounded like it was somebody else that was fighting. Yeah. Cooler heads prevail. Listen, son, calm down. Whatever had him worked up and felt like he was leaving, I don't know. It seemed like it was a lot going on. I wasn't there. I can't speak what really vexed him to the point where it was like they get there, they write on you, and I don't know. I don't want to speak on it like that, but protect your name and your whereabouts and your image and everything before things like this happen. Because it sounded like they came there, right? If it's somebody else was fighting,
right,
they come there or he was trying to break it up or whatever, but then now he trying to, I don't know, man. I don't know how all of this, play out, but listen, son, I guess if you realize, you got police officers, you could look at George Floyd and my man was pretty calm from what it looked like. Pretty calm as you can be with 3 people on you, 1 person on your neck for almost 9 minutes. But, so it's scary to me to just be like completely comply. Cause it's like if you vulnerable now, you know what I mean? You don't know if some cop that's on one having a bad day, got bad intentions, whatever, he a bad apple, whatever. It's scary, man. I don't know. So, but I know if you fight and you do the, you giving them a reason. So try not to give them a reason. Keep your name clean from the beginning. And when they get there, you know what I mean? Be cool, because if your name is clean, you shouldn't have, when he run your name and do all of this, you should be good. Now, if they violating your civil rights by coming there and never running your name, jacking you up, and now that's, whoa. You know what I mean? I'm not even fighting. It's two young ladies was fighting, not me. Why am I getting but it seemed like nobody ever stopped and explained to him why he was under arrest. He like, man, it wasn't even my fight. Like, but somebody done already said your name and said you got a warrant, and now they done ran it. And and then I guess he ultimately did have a warrant. Like, now they really gonna treat you, because it's like, oh, we was apprehending you, taking you in. You got a warrant.
Too much fear, not enough trust.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. See too, that I just wanted to get you guys answer, but really at that time they had already, got his name, so they already had and it's bad because once your name get in the system, they just feel that we all bad. You know what I mean? So they already, his name, a warrant, okay. But you got to understand, man, Floyd had just happened probably a month or two. You don't know what's going through Jacob Blake's mind. You know what I mean? He even said that in the interview. He didn't want to be another George Floyd.
Right. I know, at that time, after seeing that man basically get lynched like that in the middle of the street, like, I was on 10. I don't know if I would have, like, even now, like, I'm not, like, if I get pulled over, like, I'm not pulling over until, like, I'm in a well-lit area. It's people, like, we're not going to be on just the road, just us. You know what I mean? Like, getting pulled over changed the game now. Like, I'm not like, okay, follow me to the parking lot or somewhere. It's a lot of people, but man, it was a lot of people around him. So what can you do? What do you do? Like,
it's going to have to be a lot of listens. It's going to have to be a lot of listen son talks for both sides to get this side from being off edge and get this side from being off edge, because everybody's on edge.
Yeah, man. Yeah, big time.
Yeah. And to my grandsons, I am a granddad, and just like Randy said, try, like I told you all growing up, try to keep your name clean, and just because you do have a warrant, don't necessarily say that you're a bad person either. You know what I'm saying? So just try to keep your nose clean and try to avoid all, police contact, and respect authorities. And hopefully we never have to go through anything like this, because this was terrible,
You know what? I appreciate you for even bringing a chance for us to even talk about that, like, on the platform. You got to have the talks. You got to be able to kind of process emotions before, them situations come. You don't want to be in that situation, but you got to talk about it, because otherwise you're going to go into it revved up, in my opinion. So,
yeah, I know y'all probably wonder, when, you guys were younger, you use my vehicles. I tell you, make sure you do the right thing, try not to have any containers open, or not saying that you guys would, but just going over all this stuff with you when you were driving, out there. And, you just, as a parent, you just never know. You know what I mean? You never know.
I think the big question is, what is the right thing these days?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is the right thing? So,
absolutely.
All right, third quarter. Man, that second quarter was halftime. Halftime. All right. We back from the second quarter, man. We going into the third quarter of the show now. And one of the secretly, we got to do a better job of supporting each other platforms. And one of the platforms we support here at Listen Son is Crew Season. Especially with kind of the topics that they talk about, these four brothers, and the stuff that they put out there, man. It gets us thinking sometimes. So shout out to you boys.
Big shout out to Crew Season.
Yep, shout out.
So, shout out.
Mad respect, fellas, and by us having this Listen Son, platform. Obviously, Pops has been through some of these situations, and Randy has probably, and it'd be good for them to kind of be like, hey. That's real life. So we're gonna play a situation that they talked about one of their shows, man, and we're gonna kind of use that for our third quarter. So strap up, everybody. Here we go.
My homeboy said his wife's family came over to his crib yesterday for Christmas. His wife cooked. He said when the food was done, his wife made her father the first plate. He had a problem with that.
Damn right.
He said he voiced to me that it's his house. He pays all the bills, and he should get the first plate. And not only that, he had to eat with a spoon because she gave the forks to all the other guests.
Fuck all that.
Let me finish. He says he told me he talked to his wife. She said, "That's my father, and I can't promise you'll always get the first plate, and it's not that big of a deal." He told me he left the house because of the blatant disrespect. I told him that he isn't wrong and that he needs to stand his ground. Thoughts?
Clear, Smooth.
Shit, man. Hey,
All right, so hey, you know what? If you want to hear what Cruise Season had to say, you got to go support them. You got to go
check
support
them
their
out.
platform. Go check them out.
Go check them out.
Go check them out.
Yeah.
But keeping the conversation over here. Listen, son, I hope the fellas don't mind. Pops, Randy, what y'all think about that scenario? Do y'all want to shed some light about
Yeah,
in that position or what?
I'm gonna say this real quick because, and Pops might agree with me. I would say, first of all, the original part of the question: am I offended if my lady make her pops a plate first in my house because everybody didn't came to my house for the? No, if he's that dude. Yes, if he's not, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, if it's mad respect and he's a stand-up guy, I guess, I mean, off rip, I'm gonna give respect to, he's still an elder. He's, her father, so I'm gonna give him that respect. But it sounded like in that situation where it just went all bad. He had to eat with a spoon. Like, it was just all bad. So I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know how, Pops, what you got, man. I'm cool.
Man.
I'm not gonna let my ego, be bigger than, that's her pops. Yeah, fix your pops a plate. Just make sure I get mine next, at least, and make sure I got a fork. That's it.
You're right. No, I don't think you're wrong, son. You all, granddad, I had mad respect. He was not just an elder. He was well respected.
Right.
Well respected. And in this case, I wouldn't mind at all because that's the way I felt about your granddad. He was, I had mad respect for him. Now I know that if your granddad is not in the equation, no one's getting their plate before myself. I already know that, and and I wouldn't be eating with a spoon neither, so, and like you said, it might've been some other stuff going on. I don't know, but I always was taught to respect my elders, but at the same time, to answer your question, he was that dude. He was.
Yeah.
He was. You
don't mind coming, like, okay, I can see that. Cool. You got this plate. Okay, baby, you gonna get mine next? Okay, cool. But if it ain't that, then yeah.
No, I didn't have a problem with that because you're man, I respected your granddad. You know what I mean? And he respected me.
Now, if he's somebody that, you still want to give him respect as a dad, but he just,
now that's the difference.
Just the total opposite. Yeah, it's hard. Like, look now, okay, you made it. Give me my plate. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, to me,
I don't want to end up eating with the spoon, though. I know that.
Yeah. To me, this is equivalent to. I used to think that the front seat deal when I used to see the videos with the moms and wife or I used to think those scenarios was kind of like out of bounds. Like, who cares? Who get the when you see like who get the front seat, your mom or your wife or or that type of deal, or when those situations come up. And then now to see this kind of situation go with men, I was kind of shocked to see like, I guess I'm ignorant that, I guess it's an ego thing. It's a pride thing, and for some guys, I don't want to just go out there and say it like that. But for me, it just seemed like it's a lot of relationship and a lot of respect that's missing in this situation, that for the lady, for the mom, or for the guy, for the father, hey, build that relationship. That's like when they get the plate first or they get the front seat, you ain't looking at it like you getting put, in your place or you getting put second or something. You know what I mean? It just seemed like it's not enough of those relationships outside of your, relationship with that person to where you're not feeling like this is warranted. Me, myself, I'm gonna make sure everybody taken care of anyway, because I don't know, Pop, that's just how I am. You know, you've seen it in some of my ways on the court and on the field. I'm always dishing it out instead of being selfish. I'm very unselfish. So for me, I want to see everybody else taken care of anyway, because if we ain't got something or whatever, I need to go make that store run. But you know, it do just seem like it's kind of some stuff that they lacking in this situation. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Like, you know, that's why it's important too, when you dating or you courting, get to know the other people's family. You know, build that relationship. You know, don't wait for somebody to always include you for dates or hanging out. You know, do that by yourself, so that when Pop get the first plate, it ain't bad. Go ahead, bro.
And go fix your own plate too before you end up having to eat with the spoon and getting the scraps.
Right.
In your own house.
Yeah,
I'll be damned. Yeah. I'm not getting no scraps and eat with no spoon in my house.
So if I come to you, Pop, and obviously if I say this situation happened to me, you got some stuff you got some Listen Son jewels to get to the people or what?
Hey, I got some Listen Son jewels to give you. Yeah, like Randy said, you definitely don't need to be no scraps and with no spoons. Sorry.
Yes,
no.
Yes,
matter of fact, unless we like officially just breaking up everything right then and there, probably won't have my plate made before everybody really even. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make sure we got that already, and the leftover plate. The second plate is already put to the, you know what I'm saying? So
you can do that too. You always can do that too.
I got one response. One person said, the next time they have a family function, they gonna fix. The man, he said he was gonna fix the plate and give his lady her plate first and just kind of spite her and show her how it's done. You know how some dudes are.
Okay.
You got to kind of show somebody how you want to be treated. You got to show them that, so they understand what you mean or whatever. Shoes on the other foot. We know how that go.
Yep.
Well, some cases you do have to do that. Yeah.
So hey, that third quarter, man, that's another heater. So we're gonna finish it up with the fourth quarter of the episode. So stick with us. If y'all got anything on this topic, man, and like we say, go support Crew Season. Get at us. And then Monday, we got a big, as we enter this fourth quarter, we want to end it up with wrap it up with a special. We got Martin Luther King Day coming up, and we all Pops. I know you listen, that was your time. That was your era. With guys like MLK and Malcolm X and the movement. Stuff we see in history books. That was what you had to live through. You know what I mean? So, so we got MLK Day, and we want to just kind of highlight why it's important to still make sure we give him his flowers, man. But we're gonna play a little snippet of the speech. I have a dream speech. Here we go.
That one day, this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream.
Why is it important? Why is it important we still honor Martin Luther King and as these young people have showed that they have the ability to put organizing events together and things like that. Why is it important to still pass down important figures in our community like MLK?
Turn on the TV, man. Go on your feed on your social media. I mean, we still need it, obviously. It's still needed. Like it's so much hatred and disconnection in our country, so much division. It's very, very, his message is still very, very relevant, even now, after his death. And what is this, 2021 now? Here we are, 2020, we was waiting for 2021 like it was going to be same thing. So very much so, his message is still relevant. So
yeah, sons. When I was younger, it was always powerful, man. I was raised by grandparents that come from the South. So, hearing what they had to go through and to better their lives, man. His speeches, man, his words always gave a sense of encouragement, man. And as Randy say, they're still powerful today, at my age. So to hear my grandkids, Moody and Brody, talk about this time of the year, about their reports and what they know about Martin Luther King and how they want to be better people and better young ladies and young men and to want to do something with their life and have peace. That's what Martin Luther King stands for: peace, unity, equality, all of that, and there's so much division still going on right today. Like Randy said, just get on your social media and your TV and you'll see. We need that. We need that, especially now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, just because we still have those things going on, and like we said, 1960 stuff is when he was taking place and stuff like that. We still haven't. I don't know. Y'all might think we made a lot of progress. As for we have, don't get me wrong, but we still got a long way to go. And one of the things I like about MLK was his acts of service. His service, what he did. That's what really I think gets forgotten. Everybody get day off and time off, but you still gotta do what he did and give to service, give to your time to some charity or giving back or something like that. Because I know that's all he really was about. From what I took away from from learning about him and things like that. So I'm definitely gonna challenge all of our sons out there, man. Go do some act of service. Get out the house Monday, do something, step up in your community, do something big, no matter where you're from.
Yeah, he Martin Luther King, man, you all are doing, evidently you all got it, because you're giving back. You're giving back, and that's what Martin Luther King was. You're trying to teach peace and unity with these young men. And as I stated earlier, continue to do that, because every young man don't have that. Some young ladies don't have that as well. I got to say about that as well. And you just don't know what something you all could say, or in Randy's case, something Isaiah or Manny can say to help their peers. So I was a young man that seen my friends with their fathers, and I think I spoke about this. I'm on the free throw line and I'm looking in the stands and there's no one there for me, but what kept me going is Martin Luther King speeches. Once again, I stayed with my grandparents. They are constantly instilling encouraging words. So Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they played a role in my life, growing up. So it's very important, very important.
Hey, can we dedicate or whoever somebody nominate their own little Martin Luther King? We try to give treat them to dinner or something. $20 from the Listen Son podcast. If some of the subscribers or viewers comment and nominate somebody, can we treat somebody to dinner? $20 from the podcast. What y'all think?
Do it.
Let's do it. If y'all know somebody out there that you is a role model, you feel like they're doing something that resembles what MLK is doing, we get the email, or we get the comment or whatever, the post. Hey man, dinner on them from us. We pick one person from the Listen Son podcast. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So game over, man. That was a tough 4 quarters. We went through it. You know how we end every show, man. A Listen Son message. I think both of these men already went. I think I gotta step up to it. Hit the game winner, huh?
Yeah, you might have to.
I might have to. All right. So before I do that, anybody got anything they want to wrap up with?
Hey, just stay vigilant, stay aware. Turbulent times in our country right now. You just never know what some people's motives are, what they're capable of. So everybody just stay vigilant, be careful. Obviously not just COVID-19, but just, you never know what somebody's extreme views might lead them to do. So everybody just stay safe and take care of each other. That's all I got.
Yeah, I agree. Right now you got to be safe. Continue to follow the doctors, stay healthy. And like Randy say, you gotta you got to watch yourself, man. You know, everybody's not your friend. You know, pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. It's a lot of evil going on, a lot of corruption, and just remember to stay safe and pay attention.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, like we said, get behind that Listen Sun baseball edition that's coming out. Continue to support that, bro. Is gonna put his all into that. So get behind that, and stick with us through that journey. And like always, continue to support and like and subscribe to what we got going on here at Listen Sun Podcast. And this is how we're gonna end the show, man. Today it's gonna be still like we do it all the time, a Listen Sun message. But I got a superstar right here next to me. You know, it's not somebody that y'all see on ESPN or you know, big time, but he's a superstar where he's at right now. This is DeVaris Cheeks from Aurora, Illinois, doing big things here at Concordia St. Paul, where he's at right now. You know, he's a tour guide. 3.9, 4.0. What is it now?
About 3.9.
3.9 GPA.
That's good.
He's on the SAC committee, which is a student advisory athletic council. He's big and involved with our men's group, Moden men's group here, and things like that. And this is stuff you can't teach. You know, he got out of his community where he's at, got into college. You know, he's striving to make his parents proud, his community proud, and he's doing that. And I don't know if he hears it enough, but he's going to hear it today from the Listen Sun podcast. We proud of you. And keep doing what you're doing. Pop said he proud of you, bro shaking his head. You know, you ain't got the earbuds on, so you can't hear it, but we proud of you. And if you need anything, we here. But continue to do that. If you see anybody that's struggling out there that don't have the push that you got, man, you be that light for them. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if y'all want to know more about this young man, this is our Listen Sun spotlight for tonight. DeVaris Cheeks. You want to know more about what he got going on? What's your Twitter handle? Drop it to him.
It's at Cheeks DeVaris. DeVaris is DAVARIS. And then I got a lot of stuff like my story on my Instagram. It's at DeVaris _. So yeah, I appreciate y'all though for showing love. And like Coach said, man, it's all unconditional. Everything I do is never for my personal benefit. It's to help others out and, you know, spread that light that y'all talking about. So appreciate the shout out. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to get him on one time, man. We're going to bring him back for one of our quarters. But we just had to do that real quick, man, for him. So that's it. All right. Listen, Sun, we out.
Thanks once again, my fraternity and sorority of listeners of Listen Sun podcast. Please, women and men, please like, subscribe, and share. Continue to support our goals to connect untold special real life stories.